Well. Hello, everybody. This is Ender, and I'm currently not playing Minecraft or one of my randomizers. This is if you could read from the title, this is going to be a build video in the game Space Engineers. This is a universe sandbox game where, well, I think it'd be just easier to show you what I mean by universe sandbox. So let's go upstairs real quick, and we'll give you a quick show around here. Now, if you can tell from here, this is going to be our project. This nice little place we're in. I'll give you a bit more history about it once I kind of show you around a little bit. This is what I mean by universe sandbox. There's an Earth-like planet, a moon, and one really big galaxy. This is also the ship called the Salty Fish. No, I did not create this ship. The awesome guy. Oh, that's not good. I cannot remember the man's name. Let's see if I can jump into the command console. Let's see, info. Does it actually say? Nope, it doesn't. Obviously, it doesn't. Why did I think it would? Well, anyways, I'll have the both the creator of this ship as well as a link to the Steam Workshop, where if you're playing this game, you too can have this ship. Let's give you a good look on the outside. As you can see, this is a entirely vanilla vessel. It's showing some age on the end over here, but this girl is a little on the older side as far as designs go. I cannot remember when she first came out. I really should have checked this before I got on the build, but hey, this is all about actually updating this build. This is early access was still around. Yeah, it was still early access. The game wasn't even fully out when this ship was built originally. And there are a few design cues that, as we go on, you will see that, like, oh yeah, that kind of tells me that this ship is from the X area, because if you know anything about Space Engineers, the game we're currently playing, as you can see, I really do like this ship because there's a larger version of it being made over here called the Mako. The lag has come. I also have a little project going on there, and you can see from that waypoint my dry docks down there. That's kind of my testing area for anything and everything that is Earth, that's either Atmo or planet-based use. I also plan on having one there, and that also I plan on having a little testing ground in that
fuel
there.
Critical.
Haven't got around to it. Yes, I understand.
No energy.
Yes, and if you're wondering who that lovely voice was, that is my suit's AI. As you can see, I'm in a spacesuit right now. That's why I'm not currently suffocating. I also plan on building a little base over there on that asteroid. It's kind of a test builder base. Oh, I probably should explain where we currently are and why there's just ships and everything else just kind of went around. This is my creative world. This is where I go to, test ideas and other just random thoughts that come into my head, and start on projects that, that one's about halfway finished. I still need to put the outside of the ship in it. I like working my ships from the inside out when I start with them. I don't like trying to cram nice stuff into them. Also, just me customizing other ships of others, like this one. This ship I've been using for 5 years. 5 years, yeah. About 5 years. 5 years I've been using this ship pretty much continuously for any of my survival games I've personally played through. I really should have recorded some for you guys. I, which is actually brings me to the topic of why I'm building on this building. Well, you can see I'm doing a very highly modified version over there. And this one, I'm going to be keeping it as close to vanilla as I can. So that means it might get some of the game's DLC in it, but there will be no mods whatsoever in this. So let's get back inside and I'll kind of start going over what I'm meaning here. Let me get out of this third-person view. Come on, lag. Man, what is up with my computer today? Come on. There we go. Yeah, you can tell this world's a little bit old, so there's just a lot of junk just kind of floating around the universe that I probably really need to one day just go in here and clean out. Yeah, I really do need to get some automatic doors in here. And I went to the wrong door. That's another problem about this ship, is that it's pretty easy to get lost if you don't know what you're doing. But that was reactor rooms there. Here we go. Here's the door we're looking for. This is Jump Central. What I mean by this is that each of these big old blocks you're seeing here with the little lights on it, this is our jump drive system. If you want to understand what a jump drive is, if you ever watch Star Trek or Star Wars, the warp drive, or in the case of Star Wars, hyperdrive, allows you to jump at, well, light speed. Except where in those you can jump as far as you want. These have a limited range that is stacked on, or in this case multiplied, by how many jump drives you have in it, minus the weight. I don't really remember the algorithm off the top of my head. This is, well, as we come down the stairs here, this is main control, or CIC. This is the control infrastructure, control information. Pretty much this is our main bridge. It's a little on the old side. It's got its functionalities, but as you can see, it's kind of bare bones. If you're wondering what these are, well, they're LCDs, which I plan on adding a script to the ship called automatic LCDs, just because it makes life so much easier. You'll see about those later. But what we're mostly going to be handling today, because like I said, this is a big project, we're going to be doing a lot of the interior, well, as much as the interior I feel we can get done today. And a lot of it's going to be just replacing like these old catwalks here with the newer DLCs. Stuff spawning in my world already. Hey, that. Oh yeah, updating a lot of these buttons, because a lot of these are old setups, and probably naming getting some more. What am I looking for? Signs, so I can find my way around the ship a little faster. Updating the stair system so they don't eat up so much space. This here's the medical bay, along with some good old-fashioned cryotubes for multiplayer. Well, I'm not probably... That door tried to kill me. Well, I'm probably not giving up the best tour here. Here, we will... As we're going through building on this ship, you'll get a lot better view and a lot better understanding of this ship, because...
No energy.
Quite frankly, I want you guys to love this ship as much as I've loved it. It's been my go-to large ship build for space engineers, like I said, for about 5 years now. And as you can see, this is part of the reason why. This is the hangar. And it's probably where we're going to end up starting, because there's a lot of easy stuff you can see where you need to just update it. Like, for one, I need to take out this middle middle bay here and add another one of these hookups. These are conveyors that actually hook up and allow you to both refuel as well as move cargo on and off of whatever grid you got there. Small grid, rover, if you're that kind of crazy. crazy. We're also gonna probably end up adding the probably my interceptor into here, or at least one of my interceptors. At least set it up for it. Now you're probably wondering, why am I going through all this trouble in creative when I can't build it? I'd have to rebuild this entire ship in in survival, because I plan on actually taking this into a public survival server that runs on vanilla, which is the big reason why I'm not bringing the Mako with me. I'd much prefer it because the Mako is a fully tricked out, customized to the T's with every kind of mod pack that I would want on there. Unfortunately, the server I plan on playing on and doing the series in doesn't do that. It's a vanilla public server just because it's easier for the admins. It's also much nicer to the game when you got 100-something players running around with fully physic enabled world, and it gets kind of nuts. So we'll probably end up starting here. This is obviously, we're right back where we started at. That's how you get to the above level, the upper decks, lower decks down that way. We'll get a little tour, show you that way, but first we're gonna come down here, which you could tell, see how old this is, because that right there is actually the sign. This used to be a full screen text, but because of the updates and everything else that's come on since this has, that sign has slowly gotten smaller. I do not think it's currently at the smallest it can get, but I'd rather not find out. So we're probably going to obviously replacing the signs. As you can see, it's also super dark in this place. Probably going to have to update some lighting in here. There's another jump drive, a couple jump drives above us. And what we are currently in is, this is our manufacturing and assembly. This is where, the magic happens. You got your refineries for your different ores. Oh yeah, I've got power packs on me. I'm so just not in it today. I really need to get those on my bar so I can show you guys off. Let's see here. There we go. Much better. We can actually see a little bit. But as you can see here too, it's a lot of ground down blocks just because that made it look like grading. It's not the best. You can see I had to jump up there to get back up there. We got refineries, we got assemblers, we've got some gyroscopes over there. Ours are assemblers. We have mods on most of them. The refineries, though, don't have the right mods. They have speed mods, and we'll get into that when we actually come in here and tear this place apart and fix a lot of this. And update it for more of a use today. There we go. Now that we've shown the hangar off, I've shown what is that? The manufacturing and area of what next? Yeah. The other half of the ship, of course. I tell you the truth, I don't end up on this side of the ship very often just because, most of it's automated, so I don't have to worry about it too much. But we'll head this way and we'll show off some of the stuff here. This here is, as you can see, it's a big empty room that there's our hydrogen tanks for our hydrogen engines. We'll see those later. You saw those outside. They were the ones with the red red glow going on. And this is it's kind of a lovely view. You can see the asteroid a little better here. You can see where we need to do some painting. I also plan on replacing some of the armor blocks around here with some heavier stuff. And this big old, pretty much empty room would be perfect for your roleplay setup sets and stuff like that. I may end up doing something like that in here just for RP, but which obviously stands for roleplay. Obviously, I'm going to be replacing the doors, definitely getting some proper ventilation and stuff like that in there. Next, we're going to go into, engineering. Oh no! Don't you do that? You are just playing so fine. That's one thing with space engineers. If you end up with your world with too much stuff in it, it can lag. Which normally in say a multiplayer, which I plan on playing, they'd have what we call trash cleanup. So you leave a junk grid around forever, which what essentially a ship would be known as is a large grid, which you can tell from the big old blocks in it. Big old 16 by 16 blocks. Okay. Here we are. Engineering. I know, I'm scatterbrained, but... And the blue does get kind of lost. These here is our large cargo system. It's more of a conveyor system that runs all throughout the ship. They both provide both power, fuel, as well as any needed material from any location you can. And here's our heart. We have ourselves 2, 4, 6, and 8 large nuclear reactors to power the entirety of this ship. And, well, it does a pretty good job of that. Here's one of our gravity generators. This is why I don't float away when I jump. And again, here's a close-up on the hydrogen engines. And I'll get a better look down there. You've probably seen it. Again, you can kind of see the world peeking out. That's why it's not airtight in here. So if I was actually playing in regular world and opened up my helmet like I have, get you in there like this, I would be choking to death. But, well, as you can see, that doesn't really do much here in creative outside of mess with the sound. Though to, well, pretty much alleviate anyone here is probably thinking, well, if you're doing this in creative, how would you know if your fuel ratio or stuff like that? Because this game has heavy on the physics side. So, pretty much, you need fuel, you need energy to move stuff around, to use stuff. And, quite frankly, pretty much, you've got, well, 4 tanks here, and then you got another 4 on the other side of this wall, which is, you're actually looking up at those from that empty room. It's just on the other side of this wall of large ion thrusters. These are internal thrusters that, well, one, makes it shrinks the size of the ship down, so it's a nice, much more thinner ship, less target except for the broadside. But then again, if I'm pointing my broadside at you, I'm going to be shooting a lot of boom booms at you. And as you can see here, this here, if I can actually control the ship from here, but there's no remote block, so no control on it. So, but this is essentially where you would be, well, using these to keep control. Yeah, here it is. Here's that empty room from earlier. And here's more of the hydrogen thrusters. Well, not thrusters, but tanks. But again, you can see those grind down railings give you kind of that graded catwalk look. A little passageway just to make it easier to get up and down floors. I might actually keep that this time. But essentially what it is that this video and probably a couple other videos, I may even live stream a few of them. Yes, me, for the first time, live stream. Updating and really getting this ship ready for a full-on renewal of a survival series of a PvP faction multiplayer. So what's that mean? That means player versus player, and there are factions. So think of something like guilds in World of Warcraft, and people can decide that they're going to fight one another.
Fuel critical.
And here we are back again at the top. This here is the observation deck that can also double as a pilot seat. I'm not certain if I'm going to actually keep this deck or turn it into a decoy bomb launcher. Decisions, right? But anyways, let's get started on what really I feel like I can do, at least in this stream anyways. Come on, there we go. Whee! Now, this I plan on pulling the entire walls out and doing a whole bunch of stuff in there. But I figured we'd start with something a little simple on this episode, just because, well, it's the start and I like to start small. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to open the doors there to this place out. Just because I can. And show you a little bit. Hangar doors open. See, you got nice large hangar doors here for pretty much any. I've put some pretty large ships inside this thing. The only problem with these buttons are set up is that, oh no, this one doesn't do it. Oh no, I did update that. Okay. Is that this is not the only hangar entrance. That's the main hangar area, but it's not the only entrance. There's actually this one here. And this one here. These ones I usually use for rapid deploy. So, drop ships, intercept fighters, things of that nature. Pretty much, if you need something dedicated that essentially you open the door and just blast out as fast as you can, these are the doors that I use for that. And they usually work pretty well. I usually end up changing the landing gears they got in there for merge blocks of a rotor with a merge block. With a small grid merge block to, well, merge up a ship so I don't have any problems with it. But as you can see, the ship has a bit of an updating need to be done to it. She's been a very good ship to me for a very long time. There's mostly what this ship's gonna need is one, an update on the armory, just because at the time, dealing with AI and not really other players, this was more than acceptable. Dealing with asteroids, and by the way, here's a back of the thruster pack here, which I've always really liked the way the geometry is done. Again, I really wish I could remember the guy off the top of my head. Actually, at this point, I think I'm just gonna look him up. Okay, I don't need you. Let's see, workshop. Oh wait, no, I can find it faster. Let's see, salty. Oh, salty fish. Here we go. The author is SOP 1130. This is well, it's a large ship. It's been around for quite a while. This is actually the updated one that he did a while back. The original was even older. And I don't think he's touched it since then. I mean, the last time he touched this one was November 12th, 2018, and so you can see this has been a while since this ship has been opened up. Since the mod author actually created the ship, and I've been using it. I know I've been using it longer than that. So I use the original anyways longer than that. This is the updated version. The original, the outside of small lighting features and stuff like that had changed. The original, this entire bay didn't exist. This was just extended. It was just this bay extended out and flattened. So there is that option as well. I prefer having the double bays. That way I can quickly drop stuff out if I need to, or if I need to collect something that, quite frankly, I don't want in the way of my utility ships or say, a cargo ship that I need, I can just drop it there instead. And, well, we'll just go ahead and
Fuel
close the door.
critical.
Yes, I know. Fuel's critical. Stop being snarky. But, anyways, as you watch the doors slowly close, the kind of the main
Energy
update
low.
is, one is I really want to update the mostly just cosmetics in here, because it's cosmetics in here. Outside of, want to add one more connector to the system right here. I want to add actually two. Yeah, I want to add one here and one here to give me an access of four so I can hook up for utility for, well, any utility ships I have. Just because that way, say I have multiple players on the ship, which this ship will easily support. What was it? I think the maximum I've had on this ship is, what, 12 players? So, and that was without, well, I was first modding it to where I think we ended up with about, including the fighter escort that was on board, the fighter wing on board, it was almost 15 players. So this ship can go from just little old me to a pretty large amount of players. So I wouldn't turn this ship down for some of the newer ones. But if you're looking for that just kind of all in there large ship that kind of can make it that, well, as you can see the name, flagship, it can do it. It can do it pretty well, actually. And it's one that I'm going to definitely make sure I've got the link down below for it to give the guy some love, because, well, I've loved his ship. So I'm going to add my little twists to it. I'm going to add my little updates, and this will be part of what's going into and going to attack. Well, maybe not. I may end up joining some guys or getting blown up. I hope not. I like this ship. I don't want it tore up. We're also, if it gets far enough in, I may also start working on a rover design next episode. But for now, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, first thing's got to go, are these stairs. So let's get in here, get into the block menu, and let's see. I forgot which one had that. Induction block.
Energy critical.
Northwind. Frostbite, I think it was. No. Decorative blocks 2. Yes, there it is. Decorative blocks 2. There's that. That. I think that's all I need for now. We'll get more as we need to. Oh, block tools. That's character tools. Here we go. One of our first mods you're gonna see tonight is called the paint gun. This thing works better than anything that the vanilla game does, which I really hate to say. I'd rather just use the vanilla painting, but it just does not work as well as this gun does. So that's just how it is. I mean, I can easily just walk up here, paint. I can actually just sit here, shift, right click, and now I can paint this that color, which I really don't want it that color, but there's some colors I want, but that's not it. But I'm getting sidetracked again. Let's get started on this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to replace these because, well, you can see how much that takes up. Ooh, that's really, really bright. That's not exactly the color I planned on. And it's upside down.
No energy.
Okay, I need to get that. That worked out, but that's not exactly what I planned. And you gotta be kidding me. Where? Consumables. There we go. I really need to get some better lighting. But as you can see, these work a little bit better. than the originals. Not to say that the original design was bad. He was working with what he had, which was the slanted window, which nowadays is more of a grate than a window. But as you can see, these newer ones work a little better.
Fuel
As
critical.
you can see, I can actually get more light out of there, which that's actually the reason why the lighting is like this is because this is it's an answer to an old problem. Space engineers are lighting back in the day. If you would like taken this like normally, like you would like put lights up here and just run lights like you would say in a building, like in a large building, that this would be considered. The lights would start flickering because there's too many of them and too close to an area, and they would actually start flickering, which is why you see some of the LCD sign bars that he uses as light sources. This is to, well, save him the headache. And again, like I said, I'm pretty impressed with what he's managed to do with this. I'm not actually that great of a designer as you saw of my ship. Well, not yet anyways. I will have that ship finished. I may even do it on this stream, but as you can see now, it looks a lot better than, personally better than the, looks like something that's about to fall apart. Because, I'm sorry, this looks like it's been being held together with chew-stick with some bubble gum, some duct tape, and a prayer. This looks like a proper set of stairs and some proper railing, which again is the reason why you can see how old this design actually is. Because like I said, the guy who designed this was a much better designer than me. And the only reason he used man, I cannot talk today. The ground down catwalks, or the old style catwalks anyways, is because he didn't have a choice. That is how he had to go to get the look he wanted. And a lot of, say, older builds are like that, and you will notice it pretty quickly too if you're in an older build, that there are a lot of just these workarounds to a problem that no one had an answer to back then. I really wish it would quit flipping around like that. Okay, that really needs to stop with the color. I gotta pick my color. There we go. There. You're giving away all my secrets. Come on, you. There we go. Much better looking. At least for now. I usually save painting for last, but I'm having some real problems with that. Let's try that again. Ah! That is not what I wanted, and you know it. Come on, there you are. Yeah, as you can see, placing blocks can be a little finicky if you're not used to it. Granted, I'm not used to it doing it while I'm talking, so I'm jabbering on. But as you can see, this is I wonder, can I do it like that? And this is another reason why I use creative, because let's see, I think that's control. Wait, no, that's control, shift. I don't want that many there. Wait, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. So instead of me having to go through these and placing each one, I can just go. Now you're probably seeing the window that's popping up every time I do that. When I get over here, let's set this here. Well, you're not going to see it right now because, well, the block doesn't need it. You'll probably see it when I start going to rename stuff, but let's get rid of these. But pretty much I walk up to this.
Critical.
Do this. What, as you can see, the top of the window says is Build Vision. And it's another mod that's going to make my life a lot easier when I start like as you can see, renaming blocks. There's things I can actually read. I am afraid I do not speak this language, though I wish I do, because then I could actually talk to the guy who made this and kind of get his thoughts on it, because I think that'd be kind of cool, actually. Because, well, in space engineers, you don't always get to speak to the people that made the really cool stuff that you find enjoyable. There are a lot of guys who, quite frankly, I do not speak the language of, but I wish I did, just to say how cool their stuff is. How cool the stuff that they made is. But anyways, you can see catwalks will look a little bit better. While it's not completely see-through, it is see-through enough that, well, you can see someone running by and everything else. This is going to be the first major change out of the entire thing, because, well, I guess I could probably show it off. As you can see, this is now a separate grid. Watch what I do with this. Yeah, you probably can't see it, but let's see. I wonder if I can put up a little bit of speed and really show you guys what I mean by space. Ow. Oh yeah, that's right. This is set as a station. But that's the first big major change. I'm getting rid of this crosswalk here just because, well, one, it's kind of going to be blocking what I want. Though I plan on adding a separate walks here later just because, well, I'm not going to need them as much because I plan on, like I said, this is going to be a whole nother addition to each side of these. And as you'll see when I start flying ships in here, why I need that kind of room. I'm not certain I want to make that, yeah. Make sure I don't accidentally delete the door. I've done that a number of times. Okay. Control. And let's get over here, do the same. Don't delete the door. Yes, I do say that to remind myself not to actually delete the door. I do not know how many times I've been playing this game and I have deleted the wrong thing in this play world. Which, if you want to know what I actually named this play world, is called the Catechist Shipyard, because that's mainly what I do in here. I'm mainly just redesigning or designing my own ships for whatever major problem I'm coming up with. Because, well, if I have the time, I like to design, obviously here, at least any of my big projects. If we're talking a small fighter or a mining ship, I will do what everyone else does, and I will make it on the fly. Mainly because it's kind of fun, and those only take you maybe a couple hours. And you'd have a small ship up and running. Okay, there's that. Okay, let's see. There we go. There we go. There we go. you'll see why I don't have one here soon, but as I almost delete the only thing connecting us to the grid. If you're wondering what I mean by grid, that's essentially the ship. The game works by your constructions by being on a grid. So as you can see, I can only place one object in a 16 by 16 square. But that object doesn't exactly, like these gratings, has to be 16 by 16. Now these stairs I'm going to leave the same just because, well, I'd have to do a lot of finagling, and I kind of like how they are.
Fuel critical.
It does give a nice feel to it. A nice feel like you're coming down off of some kind of nasty stuff. Also, I've used this corner so many times to just jump down here in a hurry that I do not want to put railing there. Because if I do, I guarantee you, I will kill myself with that safety railing. It will not be the first, and it will not be the last time I do it. Kind of like why I'm going to be adding safety railing all the way around this ship. If I could, because, well, there's not enough room in between these two for it. But I'm actually going to not actually use this one. Let's see. Decorative blocks. Wrong ones. Consumables.
Energy low.
Command consoles. Cockpit blocks. Notes, character tools, character weapons. All blocks. Let's see. Can we find it in here real quick so I don't have to hunt it down? No, no. Oh, wait. That's exactly what I need. What was I thinking? There we go. Again, this is what he was planning on and just couldn't do it because space engineers didn't have the option back in the day, so obviously now we do, but some people don't like using putting these up with a mod, which I can understand why. Have to have DLC because, as the name implies, downloadable content does cost money. And granted, that's about the only way this game still makes money, is because most of us players already own it, and a lot of players do come in from time to time. Man, I forget how small that walkway is. Wait a sec. Can I? No, I can't. Ah. I can't fit this here, though. I'm doing this just because I don't remember how many times I've walked into one of these pits without hydrogen. It is kind of embarrassing, really thinking about it, how many times I've hurt myself on this ship not paying attention to things. But that's already a much better improvement in my books because, one, now it's painted. It actually matches the rest of the ship. And, well,
Energy critical.
it looks a lot prettier in my opinion. Which one of these? Ah, there it is. I actually did not realize I had it right there. There we go. That should be a conveyor, so, well, like to do with the conveyor line here. Let's see if I can find it, though. I haven't tried those out yet. Not you. We'll give those a shot and see how those look. I normally use these glass windows just because I think it's kind of cool being able to see it. Like so. But I haven't actually tried playing around with any of this DLC stuff. Ah. Okay, not gonna use it for that because I can't. Dang. Oh, whatever. Okay, that one's just gonna need a catwalk. Let's see if I can't look the old catwalks up. Those are the old windows. Ah, catwalks. I forget they actually call them steel catwalks now because the new ones are actually called catwalk. Called
No energy.
Some of you are probably wondering why that I can, if I'm in creative, how can I run out of energy and why I'm out of O2 and hydrogen. That's because while this world is, while
Fuel
I'm in creative,
critical.
this world is actually a survival world, meaning that the same rules apply. So if, say, I took myself out of creative, which put me not over a hole. Let's see, I think that's Shift Control F10. That's my spawn menu. I don't need my spawn menu. Get out of that. Shift F10. Oh, that's Control F10. Oh, what is that? There it is. Admin tools. So in creative mode tools, which, as you can see, I immediately drop to the ground. I cannot. I take my helmet off, and I start suffocating. Oh, wait. Wait, there's air in here? I never knew this place was oxygenated. But I open the door up, and that's about to change. Oh, wait. I have to... And now... As you can see, I am now suffocating because I have no oxygen. One, I have none there. And even with my helmet off, obviously I am going to die if I don't turn my invulnerability back on.
Low health.
There we go. As you can see, that, well, almost killed me. So, I turn the... and part of the reason why I have this world as a survival world for me with just creative tools on is obviously because, one, I can turn creative off at any time without having to reload this entire world and lose most of what's in here. Instead, I can go through and have myself in creative, go through and, like you see now, me just setting stuff down and kind of really getting it the way I like it. I really do not know what to put in some of these LEDs, but these LCDs, but hey. But this way I'm not gonna end up falling on my face anymore. I really want to update those, but we'll do that later when we're doing the doors, because I gotta regroup all of these doors. I gotta rename all these doors. But I think the next part we're probably gonna tackle is, let's see what. Sorry about that, guys. You won't notice it, but there'll be a quick break in the recording because for some reason my computer decided that instead of placing my recordings into my 2 gig external drive, they decided to dump it straight onto the main drive and kind of filled it up. So, well, here we are back. I had to reload the game to get fix all that. So, got to reload the world in. But, anyways, our next little project on today's little episode will be getting these set up. So, let's go ahead and wait for the game to load up. Old worlds. Old worlds are old. Let's put, yeah, I'll just leave it there. Let's see. I'm going to need some standard light armor block. I don't need a wheel. Some standard light item box. Let's see. Is it in here? I may need conveyors. Actually, I know I'll need conveyors. No, it doesn't. Why is it not showing up on here? There's small conveyor stuff. Ah. And I just didn't recognize the symbol for some reason. Armor blocks. Let's see. Where are you hiding? Heavy armor. Really? Why make me look for stuff like this? Half block, heavy armor, half block. Fine, you want to be like that? There we go. Blast door blocks. Now that we got everything. Need a 3x3 area, so. And as you see a little bit in here, this is the, this is kind of the plumbing in here. Wait, didn't I? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because this doesn't really sit that well. I usually end up, let's see, moving everything over. Whoops, that is not what I wanted to do. Wait, if that's light armor, why is it being like that? They're both light armor blocks. Why is it? Space engineers, why are you weird? Space engineers be weird. Well, whatever. We'll, yeah, these ones are fine to move. Now I remember why I moved it over the other way. Ah, that's right. I moved this one over to here. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done this, so... Alright, so... 6...
Health low. Fuel critical.
Ah. And that's what I meant by earlier about making sure I do it right, because it's not really all that hard to mess up locations for stuff. Alright.
Energy low.
Since I moved you over... Yeah, I'm going to have to do it that way. So, you... Come on, come on. There we go. And I forgot an item. Of course I forgot an item. I always forget. I always forget connectors. Collectors, connector. There we go. Now we can put the blast door in place. So, regular armor. And I should be able to close this one up. So I'll give that. And that should give me enough for the third one. Without it being all weird and... I need to move this one over, otherwise... Space engineers and... you do not want to be OCD and be playing a game like this. It will drive you nuts. We'll mess with that one later. But that means I need to put this as a conveyor junction. Straight. Nope, 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 not you. There we go. Blast door. Now, some of you might be wondering, why am I using what is essentially blast door, what is supposed to be for blast doors here? Mainly that's because people knock into these a lot, and the blast door blocks help mitigate some of the damage because you can see the materials on the side of there. That's essentially its health bar for items. The more items that are in an object, the longer it can last
Energy
under just
critical.
regular damage. Okay, that's for that. Unless, of course, it's an explosion, which explosions automatically remove anything that's not an armor block. And that's just how life is. Okay, we're going to move you over to here. So I can get rid of that and just move it onto this side. Why are the corner ones always weird? Alright, convey. Oh, wait. Ah! Here. Yes, yes, I know, I messed up. Okay, there. And now I have too many blaster blocks. Oh. I forget you can delete just that way, that easily as that way too. Okay, there's 3. Could I fit a 4th one in here? No, because that right there's the bridge, so I couldn't move it. Well, I got 3 in here now, which is so much nicer, but... Which, actually, I think about it. No, because that one goes further than me. So... Outside's yellow, inside's blue? Okay. I like keeping things normal until I go to actually put final touches on the paint.
Your health is low.
Yes, we know. And I am also immortal right now, so that does
Fuel
not matter.
critical.
She's doing this on purpose. Alright, there we go. Now it won't bother me so much while I'm doing other stuff. Alright, let's see here. Get that piped up. Do I have the interceptor design yet? No, I don't. I have to wait for that one then. I have to get the interceptor design, new interceptor design done for this one. Mainly because my old one was built about as long ago as this ship was, so it's a little ugly nowadays. A little ugly, and there's better designs. But while we're on the subject of changing out catwalks, there's another area we can do this exact same thing with. Why am I taking the long route? I should have known better. This is the long route. I really do like the way he did with these LCD panels, because it does give it a little bit, well, while not having any real lights in here, because these LCD panels do not, well, as you can see, they cast light, but they're not considered a light source. So the whole old day problems are, well, not here. And we're back to pretty much working in the darkness, which I'm eventually going to get in here and try to somewhat fix that problem. I'm not completely sure how I'm going to do that just yet, but I do plan on doing it. Alright. Do I want to... You know what? No, I'm going to start with the bottom sides of the ship first before we get into engineering, because engineering could be a whole nother plan, because, well, I plan on adding another couple of generators in there. So, I guess we'll start with this closet here. One of the first things I'm doing is put some lights in here. So, let's clear the bar. I did not want to clear that off. It's mine. You cannot have. So, let's see here. All blocks. Let's start with rated catwalks. Lights. Where are the lights? Here we go. Spotlights. And does it come with the stairs? No, it does not. Stairs. Wait, ladders come with the stair? Well, whatever. Let's see here. We need to start with, well, I guess the best way to start is to remove all this grating so I can get to systems underneath. Because that's one of the first things I'm going to change in here is a lot of the refineries, and I'm not removing this wall. This wall of LCDs is going to help me out. Is, quite frankly, while speed mods are great for adding for assemblers, because literally all an assembler does is obviously assemble items, it assembles components. It's not very good for, say, upgrading a it's not very good for a refinery. So what are you? Speed mod. Yep, we're getting rid of you. Let's see if I can find a refinery in the mods. Okay, speed module. Yep, there we go. That'll be all in there. So, first thing we're doing, goodbye. Wait, didn't I? Oh, do not tell me I deleted that. There we go. You got power efficiency, yield. This is when you do refineries, yield is the one you want. This is
Health low. Fuel critical.
wait. Okay, I gotta double check something. Nope, that's a speed mod. It just looks like a yield mod. So we'll have to get rid of you to get to you. There we go. Now that refinery is fully powered up with yield mods. The reason why... Oh, that's why. I remember some LED lighting. Now, back to what I was talking about. The reason why when you do refineries, why you want yield over speed is for, well, it's not really a one-to-one transfer from ore to ignite. With yield mods, you not only can make it a one-to-one, you can actually increase your yield, hence the yield mod, to a far higher percentage. So you can actually get more ignites out of less stuff. These are, yeah, they're speed mods. Now, your assemblers, you want speed mods on. There is no question. Okay, let's see if I can't find the... Yep, there it is. That's... Yep. Careful not to accidentally delete something important in here. And as you can see, there's more room for stuff in here, but not really planning on putting too much in here. Whoops. Backwards. There we go. Lights go towards the refinery. Why can't I get... Oh, wait. I went the wrong way. There we go. Again, the reason why this area is not... There we go. Now, all the refineries have their proper stuff. This is... pretty much one of the main reasons why I wanted to get in here today is because otherwise I'd forget important objects like that. So let's see here. So now we got that. There we go. I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that. Finally did it. And it's upside down again. I always put them upside down the first time. There we go. Catwalk. Now we can just catwalk our way around here. Make it just a little easier to get around here. Oh yeah, it's the and you know what? I really don't want to use the same stairs on this, so I'm gonna go up here. We're gonna play around a little bit just so I don't have the same grates everywhere. I don't have the same stuff. That, and I don't always need a giant staircase. There we go. Let's see. I don't need you. Don't need you. Nope. There we go. And it's upside down. I always put them upside down. It doesn't help for some reason. Just wanting to put them upside down. Wait a sec. Oh, there we go. I was wondering what was going on, why both of them are on one side, but this way I can kind of walk out here a little bit. I don't have to, actually, I got the rating wrong here. What should be here is and now you're entering into the mind of a space engineer. There we go. Now I fall off only when I want.
Low health.
I need
Fuel critical.
That is not helping. Let's see. Not the right one. Go. There we go. Now it looks all nice and industrial. I have access to pretty much everything around here. Again, I'm not getting rid of these ramps just because they're useful. Though I may throw a couple of ladders and you know what? Thinking about it. Yeah, I have to get rid of this ramp because I need to do something else with it. The other one will stay though. Mainly because it's one thing in space engineers, especially when you're doing survival, that you need to always remember is that you will run out of hydrogen. It is just a matter of time you get caught somewhere where you can't get out without hydrogen. So to avoid that problem, always have a physical exit you can walk out of. Your hydrogen backpack, your hydrogen jetpack, and I am completely turned around, will always be the fastest and most efficient way of getting around your ship. But if I ran out, say I was in survival right now, I couldn't get out of here. With the ladder, I just climb right out. That way, if, say, I fall down there or I need to do maintenance down there... Wait, that's another... that's another refinery. I forgot all about that one. I didn't pick it off the... Oh, there went the ladder. And as you can see, you're seeing more of the guts of the ship. You're also seeing... a lot of what it costs to give up to have a ship this small to make everything fit. Because as you can see, there's a lot of just stuff crammed on top of stuff, which is part of the reason why I'm going through and redoing a lot of the railing around here, because as you saw earlier when I was going around here, I would get stuck on, I'd catch on different parts and stuff. Again, this is, oh, there it is. Where are you? Okay, I did not step on that, you. I did not hit that button and you know it. Here we go. Now we got a nice little walkway here. Still not perfect, but I wonder what's behind this. Just some armor blocks. I think I got me an idea. Since I have the oh, that's where the light goes.
Energy low.
Well, it's an industrial area, so I don't really care that much. But choose the other side. I can't really use those there, so... Standard plate it is. And then we'll use a standard stair. And now we have full access to this, and it doesn't get in my way. And that's one of the major. It's one of the major sins people make when they're first designing, well, ships for survival, especially large base-like ships like this would be. This would be your go-to base. This would be where not only I, but
Low
but
health.
whatever players I'm playing with on my same faction would
Fuel
be using
critical.
for things that. What's up with that? Why can't I put that there? Ow. Huh. I guess there's some connection point there. That's fine. We can fix that problem right here. So it's going the right way. Real tired of doing that. Yep, there we go. That's what the problem was. Didn't have a snap point for it. And now we just put stair back in and we should be all good. There we go.
Energy critical.
Yeah, it takes a little bit there, but I don't have to jump up. That's the big thing. I don't have to sit there and jump and try to get in there, which is part of the reason why I like these. Even though some people do not like putting DLC in any of their ships that may end up on the workshop, I really don't care about this particular build because, well, this build is just, well, I might put it up in the workshop if I get enough requests for it, but it's really mostly for me. But okay, it fixes a lot of stuff down there. Guess we'll head for engineering next and do a little bit of well, engineering. And after that, I think we'll call the episode after that. Oh, wait. I almost forgot. I almost always forget that. One of these sides I was going to do something with. I'm still thinking about moving stuff around. This is going to be a project and a half right here. Let's see. Jump room. Wait. Oh, I almost forgot. Lighting. We got all the way up here, and I forgot about adding lights to the... adding some
No
kind of lighting
energy.
down there. Now, granted, we still get a bit of the problem. You put too many lights in a small area, it will start flickering still. Granted, you can put more in there because the system can handle it, but as you can see, it is still dark as all get out in here. But the game has had a few updates. One of those updates added neon light, well, these. And they add a little bit of lighting in here. Obviously, I'm going to use more than that, but... I was actually planning on running these down the length of the ship itself. Let's see, neon tube end is what I want. Like that. Mainly because these do give a little bit of light off. They don't... Because right now, as you can see, I do not have my own light on, but they do give off a little bit of light. But they... Kind of like how the LCDs look. They're not just cramming a ton of these LEDs, which, by the way, do cause a little bit of lag when you have like 15,000 of them on your ship like this one has. But that's well, again, that's not Sulp's fault. That's literally him solving a problem that, quite frankly, shouldn't have been a problem to begin with. But, hey.
Your health is low.
Granted, I don't know what color I'm going to choose, but...
Fuel critical.
Yeah, it's definitely building up some more light, but I don't think I want to go that way with it. You know what? Maybe, yeah, I do want to go up the ceiling. Go across the ends. I want. There we go. Neon tubes 1. I went down on that one. Sorry about that, folks. I went to scratch and hit the mic. Yeah, I do kind of like that a little better there. It's the first time I've really been messing with the neon tubes. Though I kind of know a little bit what's going on with these. Let's see, and one. There you go, got a little bit of lighting on this side. Probably put another section. Not right there, but going across here. I wish I could make a dual junction on them, but I'd like to just go up across this wall right here and just across and just add a second bit of lighting to it. Let's see, we can probably do that right here, actually. Is that not right there? Yeah, for some reason there's no connection point right there. Huh, I never knew that. Well, that's fine. The more you learn, huh? Now, eventually, I am going to come back here and paint these a different color because the blue looks nice, but again, everything around here is blue. What is that sitting on top of? There it goes. I was wondering, what is it sitting right here with? Actually, that, like, you can see how it's, well, let me empty my hand out. We'll walk back to the back corner and I'll show you what I meant by it adds some light. As you can see, it's not only does it see itself, but as you get closer, that light actually does improve what you can see down here without constantly having to eat up your battery power using your lights. But because these are work on an entirely different style of light source, they also do not cause lag. They don't cause the ship to flicker its own lights because it has too many of them. So I may end up using a little bit more of that lighting in smaller sections that, quite frankly, now granted, an area this big, those neon tubes would be almost useless. I'd have to put so much in here, I'd lose floor space. But say somewhere like, well, not here because these corner lights work just fine. But like, say, like here we have more than enough lighting. But if you wanted to spruce it up, I'd probably put some neons right down the center, just as well. They look cool. But where we're heading for. That's weird. I did not know that light bled through the wall like that.
Low health.
But as you can see in here, we're definitely going to end up adding lighting to this place.
Fuel critical.
Just because it is like a, well, as you can see, it's like a cave down here. I'll probably do the same thing I did with the other room, just to save me, like he did with these LCDs here with all this red. It does cast off a little bit of light. I will probably end up using neons instead. And like you said, the lights come and go. I mean, obviously got a little bit casting out from the outside, but our real reason for being in here is less the lighting right now and more of just kind of switching out the catwalks for now. Catwalks, and also I'm planning on adding at least one more generator, essentially between each and every one of these larger ones. Now, granted, there is not enough room to put another one of these large generators below each of these spots, because right below us, that's the cargo bay. That right down there is the drop bays. So there is not enough room to put more large. Oh God, it's dark. Let's get that light back on. Again, what I was talking about earlier. And here's another room for gyros. I usually end up adding more gyros in here and also sealing up this space, because there's another kind of a problem that goes on in Space Engineers, that it's not really a problem against AI enemies, because they can't do this, but it's something we call hydrogen men. What that means is that essentially you'd have, well, a space like this where a guy can just, well, I'll just show you. I can just fit through here without getting hurt by any of that. You actually can fit through here. And what will happen is, say someone wants to board or cause some damage, they would just come in through here, just kind of work their way in, drop down, get in here, and they'd start grinding on gyros. They'd probably, the first thing they'd go for is breaking these, because like I've said earlier, these are the heart of the ship. They die, this ship dies. And if it dies, I'm probably going to die soon after. So, one, adding in, so obviously, adding in some protection down there is going to be paramount. And actually, instead of messing with the catwalks and stuff, I think that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to add in a little bit of protection down here. Now, the easiest way to start protecting here is to find spots that, well, quite frankly, enemy players are not going to expect to have, well, what I'm about to put in here. If I can find it pop up. Find it to pop up. Let's see. Where are you hiding? No. Okay, where are you? Ah, there we go. Also, a little dead, the dead engineers. I like throwing those on my ship sometimes just to freak people out. But let's see. I don't want the Gatling. I want the interior turret, and let's see. I like trying to stick them in places that people won't expect them to be. Mostly because, one, they will walk into them and, well, now have one less problem to deal with. But that's the first bit of a... Probably one of the first things I usually do down here is add a couple interior turrets to it, because people like messing with this stuff. Next thing I do is I usually make it to where it's pretty much impossible to get into this space to begin with. So let's get started on that. Don't need you, don't need you.
Your health is low.
Yes, we know this, ma'am.
Fuel critical.
We'll use some heavy armor. Gonna have to change that out for... Actually... I'll make it real a pain in the butt to get in there. That and okay, it's a needed. There it is. It's an important part of the ship. Why can't I find it? Okay. So, first things first, change that out with just a plain old conveyor junction, just because it blocks this up and makes it more difficult to get in. And then, I usually, even though this does not by any means seal this room, is adding these blast door blocks. Remember, this guy's going to be coming in here with essentially just a grinder. So you start throwing these in here, and now he's got to grind his way through this one part, because this would be easier to get through than this. And what I like to normally do just to annoy these guys is because I know the most likely places for them to come through, I like to leave a couple of interior turrets down here. Just to ruin their day. So, as you can see, they do not have a fun day up here. Yeah. Ah! I did it again. I hate when I do that. Okay, got you fixed. That's not what I need. That's also not what I need. That's what I need. Thank you. Thank you for finally doing what I want. There we go. But, as you can see, there's a lot more firepower in here, obviously. These little guys here, they don't pack much of a punch, so I don't have to worry too much about them tearing up the stuff. If I was really worried about it, I'd actually put covers over these. But also what I do normally end up adding in here is a couple more gyros, just mostly because what happens is that, man, that's in the wrong spot. Gotta make sure I have these facing the right way, otherwise I mess up the turning radius. The gyros obviously allow me to pitch and yaw and turn the ship. without actually having to, well, try to go out there and push it. But with the I usually add a couple extra gyros just because I'm going to be adding a lot of weight to this ship. So while there is a more protection in this corner here, because it's probably one of the most sought out strike areas, just because, well, you see what's down here. And that's usually one of the things I normally do down here with when I first start adding more power to it, because it will be asking for more.
Health low.
Why must it always
Fuel
bother me
critical.
with that? Where is it? No. Ah, there it is. I always forget it's the small reactor it shows off. Always shows off the small grid reactor. This is just to add a little bit more kind of a little bit of a backup in case somehow with 4 of these, or say these are damaged, I still got these down here. I also tend to stick a couple others in different spots of the ship just to be just to keep the medical bays and the ship engines themselves running in worst case scenarios that I don't have, at some reason, somehow I end up losing all 8 of these reactors, which I don't even like thinking about. But next thing we're doing is, well, we're going to finish this up, and we're probably going to call it a day after this. Let's see, again, don't need you. I'll leave you on there just in case I delete something. Catwalks, ladders. We'll put you in there just in case. So we'll start with the, well, gridded catwalks. And again, yes, this ship will not be, well, I can't really say it won't be blue. Ooh. I really need to change that one. I about fell off. I can't say it won't be blue because it's already a nice color. I prefer my colors a little bit darker, but so it might end up being a darker blue or a green or something of that nature, because
Energy low.
I really wish I could. You know what? Ah! And that is why I did that. I think I know what I'm going to put there instead. Instead of the catwalks. There we go. That looks much better than just plain old corners. There we go. central catwalks were placed. Still contemplating putting a ladder here, but it's just such a pain in the butt to get a ladder to work right there. You know what? It's behind it. Oh. You're probably wondering what's going on right now. What's going on is that I have stepped outside of the gravity generator. It's range. So now I am walking with magnet boots. As you can probably
Low
hear.
health. Fuel critical.
As you can probably see down in the corner of my HUD where it says A gravity, that stands for artificial gravity. And obviously that went away when
Energy critical.
do I really want to do that? I mean, it's such a pain in the... screw it. It's not like I'm going to be blocking this up anyways. Yeah, I think I'll do it that way. Actually, you know what? Since we got this side already, there we go. We got a ladder going all the way up. A drop to your doom, so let's change that out a little bit. There. There we go. And you still have access to back here if I need to. Actually, you know what? Add that there. Conveyor! Where are you, conveyor? Conveyor! That way, now you got full access to back
No
here
energy.
as well. Yeah, I have no energy. And you can see how dark it gets over here. As it does over here. Oh wow, it's all just dark now. I really need to... It's getting real dark. But yeah, that works out a little better. If I want to go down, I don't have hydrogen, I can just walk up and down the ladder. Again, they're not the fastest thing in the world. But people were spoiled from the old modded ladders that essentially you were just, it would faux put your backpack on, so you'd sprint, essentially sprint up it. And to tell you the truth, they really didn't have an animation, so they weren't really all that good. The new ones are better for some fact that it has an animation that looks so much better. But let's as you can see, it has a full 3D rendered animation unlike the other one. I really do need to work on lighting. But I think we'll save that for next time. It's been almost 2 hours on it. Well, with the 2 videos, it's about been 2 hours, so I'm pretty certain it's about time to call it a day. We'll probably get more done next time, just because I won't be spending so much time explaining what's going on and what our plans are and stuff like that. So next time we'll probably get into. Oh, actually, I know we will. We'll get into lighting this cave I call my engineering area. Uh, Probably get into a little bit more changing and adding some doors. Uh, Not really know what I'm going to do with this place yet, but for now, this here is this current state of the salty fish. Here's the hydrogen engines I was talking about earlier. And we still got some plans for it, but obviously it's currently we're working our way on the inside, so it's been fun, guys. I'll see you when I see you.
Health low.
And yes, she's here. Bye.